Alright, in this video of episode 3, we are going to see how to create this particular landing page using GSAP. So if I refresh, these are the CSS animation made simple with the GSAP JavaScript library. So if I click on remove, it will be reversed. Fine, now we are going to start it from scratch. So the basic thing that we need is the CDN of GSAP, and I have added the external JavaScript. Then I have Google font and the external style sheet. So this is the external style sheet. Fine. Now let me create a new page. Control N, Control S, and we will name it as index2.html. And let me copy all the related head tag. Now we need a container. Inside container we need content, and inside content we need heading, paragraph and button, and after that we need image holder div which will hold image, and then we need two div with class called bar. We need two div, and this is going to be bar 1 and this is going to be bar 2. Fine. Now let me fill the heading and paragraph from here. Container, content, headings, image holder, bar 1 and bar 2. Fine. Now let us start the CSS, and I'm going to name this as style2.css and script as script2.css. Create a new file. Control S, style.css. It is going to be style2.css, and for the basic thing what we need is we want to get the font family. So let me just copy the first line. So this is going to be the font family Roboto. Fine. Now if I show you how does it looks, index2.html, and this is how the HTML looks like for now. Now we are going to change it. The very first thing, we have container. Inside container we have content and image holder. Inside image holder we have image, and inside content we have headings, which is h3 and h6, and we have an anchor tag also with class. This is just for the reference, so that when we click, so that we can identify from the JavaScript. And then we have bar 1 and bar 2, and bar 1, bar 2. Nothing is going to change. Now we need the body to have background of yellow. Don't worry about the color, we'll change it. The first thing, we want to make display flex, align item, center, justify content, center, so that the content and the image holder appears side by side. And let's give the content and image holder width 50%, so that both of them takes the full width of the screen. Now we want the content to have width of, let's say, 60 and 40. Let's give background color black and height 100 percentage, width 100 percentage, not 100 percentage, we have already given width. If we give it will be overridden. Height 100% is not working. To give height, let's give the container height 100 vertical height, means full screen, width 100 vertical width, full screen. Refresh it, and here you got it. I want this image to be on the other side, so transform, scale -1, so it will be flipped. Cool. Now let me give the width of 100 percentage and height of 120 percentage. Refresh it. Cool. If you get this overflow, you have to make it overflow hidden. Cool. Now let's design the bar. So the bar is going to have width of 30 percentage and a height of 100 percentage. And I want to make this stand out, so position absolute. When you are giving position absolute, the container should have position relative. So the container here is container, so let's give position relative to the container. Cool. Now you can give color, background red for this guy, and for this guy green, and we have to position it, since we have given position absolute, left, sorry, it's going to be right 10 percentage. Same for this. So I want these two to get below the image, so we give set index -1. Almost there, you see. Now we just need to style the section. So the container for the heading is content, which holds all the heading paragraph. So display flex, align item center, justify content center. So now it will be at the center. So on the flex direction, column one below the other. Now let's work on this. So instead of giving align item flex, we'll give flex start, so that instead of being at the center, it will be sticked to the left side. Now font size 50 pixel, color white. So I'll leave it to you. I'm not going to design this, we already know, you can work on it. Same is going to be for H6, and same is for button. For button, let me reduce it to 25. Cool. Now if you want, you can give padding to the container content. Padding left. Cool. The same way, if you want this image to get sticked, you want the container to have position relative, so that the image can have position absolute, and bottom 0. I think we have to give that index. Let me see where it is hiding through inspect. We have to give a right as well. So a right 0, cool. We haven't given height and width to the container, that is the reason. Height of 100%. Got it. So almost done. Now let's reduce the width for the bar and add 20, 30. Fine. Now you can play with it. Let us make this 30, 10. Increasing the width 0. Let's give the right of 30, 20, and now we'll increase the width. Cool. Now I assume that it's just a design which you can work on, and a change of color. Now we'll work on the script. Control N, Control S, script2.js. So the first thing, we are going to create a timeline, const timeline. We are declaring a variable, and it is not going to get changed because that's the reason why we have declared it as constants. GSAP dot timeline, and we want defaults as duration 1. Now from timeline, get the selector. We want the content. To move from x-axis -100%. Refresh. We haven't used the selector properly. It is going to be dot because it's a class. Let's refresh, and now that is working fine. Now I want the header which we have used here. Headings to have opacity 0. And slowly it should get calm. Now you see it is a chaining function, and here you go. The same way you can have the anchor tag as well. Now if you want, you can have or add stagger, 1 minute delay. We have two classes of heading, so after 1 minute it will be displayed. Now let's get the bar 1, y-axis minus 100%. Cool. The same way for bar 2. Now let's call the image, which will have opacity. Image holder. You can drag it from left as well. X minus cool. Now once I click on button, so document dot query selector, we have given unique class name to the button, sorry, anchor tag. So once I click on it, I want a function to get triggered, so that function will reverse a timeline. Let's see. Reverse it. That's working great. Now I want this reverse to be a little fast, so for that timeline dot time scale 3, colon is not required, JavaScript auto closes it, reverse. Cool. That's all for this video. Stay tuned for the next episode.